Hello, welcome back to a new week. We are here again, transmitting live from the Blockchain Center in Bade University. Yes, let me see where you're joining from. Um, Plateau State. 1 minute. I can hear myself. I think I can hear myself. I don't know. Hmm? Okay, I'm back. Isaac Heller, I'm watching from Osun State. Mohammed Mustafa from KB State. Um, Emmanuel Nnadozie from Abia State. Yeah. Obolo Ibrahim. Yeah, I can see you waving. From Kano State. Bauchi State. Ibrahim Ilea, Borno State. Jamil Nasiru, Katsina. Ibrahim Haliru Gombe. Yeah. Okay. Ijeku Okere from Imo State. Yeah, we have Abba Suleiman Abuja, Jigawa State. Yeah. Yeah, who's from Zamfara State? Abubakar Kabiru Abba, Zamfara State. Yeah. Okay. Mr. Kapman from River State. Yes. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. From us here, it was busy. No weekend really. Yeah, but it went fine too. So we'll start in the next 1 minute, just when it's 14:05. Bashir Suleiman from Kano. Odukoya Bemisola from Lagos. Toshuku Samuel, Anambra State. David Shegun, Anambra State. Yeah. We said Michael Woke Enugu. Instead, it's not represented. They have not seen someone from Plateau yet. Uh, I've seen Gombe, I've seen Jigawa. Okay, so last week before the holiday, the weekend, we we told you about everybody going into the BSV portal. That's where the first course, the introduction to Bitcoin theory, we hold. Initially, it was planned that we hold on our own platform with us, but with the new arrangement we had, BSV accepted to hold everyone in their portal. And they requested that it's by end of today, they should be done with what they have to do to let us in. So for that reason, we're waiting for them to get done so you could start your first course. Initially, we planned discussing introduction to Bitcoin theory today, but since you haven't actually taken the course, we hang on. So after you take the course, the essence of our live classes here is you get done what you have to do in your portal. We come back here and go through it with you. So that way, everybody is in sync. If you're not lost, you have questions, we have answers for you. So today is more of a walk-in session. And because it's a walk-in session, I want you to start putting in your question in the chat box. Someone will collect most of the questions will be collected, and towards the end, I'll look at them and give answers to those questions. So that will be our approach. Now, our next live session was supposed to be on Thursday, but if they get done today and get back with us, then we're going to fix a working session for Wednesday, so we don't have to wait till Thursday. Now, if they get ready for us, then we're going to fix a working session on Wednesday, and that will be basically to have everybody into that place. And once you're in, all the course material available, you now go at your pace. At that point, you only have our Tuesdays and Thursdays live working sessions just to attend to you. So for today, I'm going to take some of the questions we've had over the weekend. We dropped some material for you to go through, the Bitcoin white paper, because it's the genesis of blockchain. That paper defines what blockchain is. Every blockchain that was built so far, you might heard of so many names. They were all they took leave from that white paper. And so some of the questions we got, people have issues getting onto GitHub, viewing it in GitHub. Now, if you're going to be a developer, one of the key things you need to know is how to navigate yourself around version control software. So GitHub is not only GitHub you can use for version control. There's GitLab. There are different software control managers. But GitHub has become very popular and it's free, it's open source. So it's very common. So one of the skills we expect you to have, even if you are not a technical person, we'll teach you how you have to get on GitHub, because your code eventually will be pushed to GitHub. So for beginners, I want to go through signing up on GitHub and get to the point where you can actually download a document to your machine. So let's take a go. I'll share my screen now. Right. I'm sharing my desktop now. You not see my screen, are you? Okay. So let me go back. Thank you. What? Oh, you can see my screen. Okay, good. So I want to use a browser that doesn't have any of my previous data. I'll use Tor browser. I can set up new identity anytime with it. So you are new to GitHub. You never used GitHub before. Let me explain again. It's just a repository. It's just a place where you can keep your codes, and this code will be distributed among all the participating nodes. And those nodes are your co-workers, your colleagues, whoever you're working with. They will have a version of that code. So in different machines. So when you do your own part of the work, you push it back to that place. So it's a central repository. Everybody has the same version they are working with. Here is it. Okay. So two things. Number one, it could be you never had a GitHub account before. So let me assume you don't have a GitHub account. So I come here, I want to sign up. Okay, email address. I'm not sure if I've used this before, but let me try. See? Oh, email already taken. So I have account with this email. Oh, let me see. Not sure. I'm not sure. So let me make up one account. Then when I get to a particular point, I'll log in with my own account and continue from there. So I could just say NDS 2022 at gmail.com, for instance. So if they create a password, I'll put in a password. I'll call it password, just for ease. Okay, it's too short, but you didn't miss some certification. So normally the thing is you put a password that's complex enough. I'm just doing a demo, so I continue. One minute. Okay, so the password didn't meet their requirements. And this is a requirement. Make sure it's at least 15 characters or at least 8 characters, including number and a lowercase letter. I guess this is where most people got stuck, because people that reached out to me during the weekend, they say they got stuck around here. I can see why now. So the password complexity is either is 15 characters or it can be 8 characters, but it has to include number and lowercase. So, so I will still use a password that I used before, but I put number and lowercase now. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Yeah, you say it might be compromised. There is a common password I use. So what we are seeing now is, software development, security is a big issue now. If somebody has access to your login details, it could get into your account. So all these things that means to make it more difficult for someone to be able to, to break in. So password may be compromised. There's a common password I'm using. I just say password 1, 2, 3, and it won't accept it. So this is the first issue people will face. It's good we are doing this live. So now let me use a password that means complexity. I won't say this one out. I'll just type it. Fine. So let me say this. If you can't pass through this stage, look at your password. Either you make it 15 characters long, or you select a password that is 8 characters, but it must have a number and a lowercase letter. So this is where most people get stuck. If you pass through this stage, even though this email doesn't exist, continue. A username. So in GitHub, you need a username where people can reach you. So for the username, let me select, say, Callistus 27. I'm sure this doesn't exist. Callistus 27. Would you like to receive products and update announcement via email? Yes or no? For me, I would say no. I just want to go and push my stuff. But yes, sometimes they have all kind of products. If you want to get those, you can say yes. So I put N for no in this case. Continue. Verify your account. Now I cannot go beyond here because account has been created really, but I can't verify because I just made up the password, the email. But in your own case, at this point, you will now go to your email address, the email you used to set up. You will see a link. Once you click that link, that's it. Your account has been created. So that's a step. And I think I know where people had problem with. The problem was about the password. They didn't understand the complexity in the password. So it has to be 15 characters at least, or you take 8 characters, but you must include a number and a small letter. So if you make these two things, you will go through. So let me go to my real, let me log into my phone. No, I'll just default back to the normal place I use. So github.com/Callistus-Iguilo. Enter. So what will happen is when you have created it, you can now, you verify your password, you get this screen. But in your own case, you might not have all this stuff here because maybe just your first time, you wouldn't have codes in your repository. So that's it. I've created it. I've created one. Okay. So let's say, let me do a simple task. Let me assume this is my first time and I want to create my own. Okay, two things can happen. I can say, okay, I can say, well, I want to clone an existing repository. For example, this Nitda Bitcoin scholarship, right? I've already created that and it's available. So you could go there actually and what we say, you make a copy of it into your own repository. They call it fork. F-O-R-K, the fork for eating, the one you used to eat. So I'll show you how you can do that. If you don't want to start downloading to your machine, you just want to have it, because like this folder here, the blockchain scholarship folder, will be updated for each course you're doing, we put in more data. Where you start coding, that's where we put all your code. So you just want to, every time, make sure you are up to date with all the codes here. So the best thing you do is to fork a repository, and I'll show you how to do that. So you go to that repository you want. In your own case, you might go to my own repository, Callistus-Iguilo at Nitda blockchain. I'm seeing it on mine already, but I'm assuming you are doing from your own end. So you created a username, remember, when you set that up. This is how it works. You see the github.com/ here, the username, whatever name you created. Like the other time I created Callistus 27. You put it there. Then after that, you now put the repository you are going to, which is the other one. So I hit my enter key. See, what it does is it takes you right into that repo. And when you are here, some people say, hey, I couldn't find the white paper. Well, here is it. Here is the white paper, the Bitcoin white paper. So from any browser you put in this address of, you have to know the repo you want in the first place. Just put the address of the repo. The address of the repo is just the github.com / the username of the person / the name of that repo. It can be anything. It brings you right into this place, right? So by default, every repo has what we call the readme.md file. This readme file, that's what we use to tell people what is this repo about. In this case, look at the readme, it shows here. So if you come here, you see course materials for Nitda blockchain scholarship. That's what it is. So this particular repo is for course materials for the Nitda blockchain scholarship. So you almost see every time, once you see readme.md, just know that it's a file that describes what is in that repo. And the next thing are the actual documents in it. And for those people that say they cannot see the white paper, here is it. It's sitting right there. Look at it. And for the chapter 1 of the Bitcoin book, look at it there. They are all there. When you want to click it, please don't click on, just click on the file name itself. If you go and click on another thing like add file, these are just comments. When I push this and I just say, hey, I added file. So I just say add file. These are comments. If you click on comment, it doesn't open the document for you. For example, let me click on add file. See, it didn't open the document for you. It will open, 1 minute. Okay. Well, this actually opened that. No. It will open the history of that document for you. That's what will happen eventually. So let me go back one step to where I was before. I can just click on this Nitda blockchain scholarship. Yeah, that's it. So when you want to open it, click on the actual file. That's what you have to do, not on the comments. The comment will take you to the comments. What happened there, you know, the deletion, whatever the person is sending as a comment, that's what you see there. So the white paper exists. So for your own case, you want to clone this, you want to fork this repository. I can see here, if you look at this place, I don't have a Mac. Okay, let me describe it. Let me take it up. Just before this thumbnail image here, you will see where it says fork, and it's showing 131. What this means is that 131 people has already forked this. I'm sure these are people that already they are experiencing it. So in your own case, once you click this fork here, this repo will appear in your own account, in your own repository. So once you click fork here, it goes straight to your own repository. You have a copy of it in your own. And from there, you can do what you have to do. It's download it, you know, improve or do whatever you want to do. So I advise you for something like this that you'll be referring to every time you fork it, so that if there are updates that has happened, and whenever you do a pull, you should be able to get those updates. I wouldn't do a fork now because actually this is my own repo. But assuming you do this, you will have this existing in your own. So that's one way. The other thing you can do is to do what we will call clone. Maybe I don't want to fork the repo. I just want to have the files on, on my machine. In that case, come here, they write code. See where this green bar here with code. I'll open it, and you can copy. Now, in the clone, there are various types. You have the HTTPS, you have the SSH, and the GitHub CLI. But the HTTPS is the common thing you use. So you just copy that. So I've copied it. Let me go to my machine now. I go to my, so in my case, I've installed Bitcoin already. Sorry, I've installed GitHub on my computer. if you haven't installed it, that will be the next thing you need to do. And for that one, let's just do a simulation of it and come back to this place. So let me assume you haven't installed GitHub. It's quite simple. Just go to Google. So I'll come straight here. I'll say install GitHub. Depending on your laptop, if you are using Windows, I'm sure most people will be using Windows. So install GitHub Windows. You can see, you see the guide here. Open this up. It's a guide. I mean, there will be tons of references for you. So you see how to install on any operating system. So down here, you see install Git on GitHub. So for Windows users, it said navigate to the latest version. You click this. Yeah. For Mac users, you go to Mac. You see that? Download. Okay, let me just download, even though I'm not actually using. Let's take it. So when you good thing I click the download, so I can show you this. So when you click that link, it didn't start to download immediately. What happened was that it brought us to this page where you have different versions. You can see this is the same version 2. This is the executable file. You want, if you're using Windows, you want to use the exe executable. So you don't have to worry about unzipping, untarring them, and maybe get lost somewhere. But these are different versions. So this is for 32-bit, 2.38, blah, 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 32-bit. You have for 64-bit. Most machine, I assume most machine now use 64-bit, but if you are still using a 32-bit, you have to go and grab this. But most machine, I'm sure, use 64-bit. So let's take the latest version, the 64-bit of it. I'll download this. Even though I can't install it on my machine because it's a Mac, but on your own Windows machine, you can install. Here's the download coming. It's done. Let me show in Finder because I'm using Mac here. So if you're using Windows, once the download comes, in my own case, here is it. Here is it. Here is the file, git blah, 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 64-bit. So you double click that and it will install on your machine. So that's simply how you can install GitHub, Git actually on your Windows machine. So for people using Mac and other version, you just go back and select the version you're using. So assuming we've all done this and everything is fine, you have Git running on your desktop or laptop or whatever device you're using. The next thing is to go to your code editor. Let me close this and start a blank page. So there are various code editor you can use for this course. Personally, I use VS Code. I mean, it's not the only one out there. There's another one here. I have this one. Let me open it. It's TextMate, right? Yeah. Don't save, just close. Okay. It's an TextMate, is this one. And you also have Coda. I mean, there are tons of them. And if you're using something like Mac, you have your terminal. Let me open. This terminal can also do. It comes default on all Mac, this terminal. So if you don't want to install an extra software for that, you can use your terminal. But one thing is that the VS Code thing is good. You can install so many plugins that help you when you're coding. They give you hints about different code. If you're writing your code, you make a mistake or syntax error, if you highlight it, you go back immediately and fix it. So I still have to open my terminal on this. New terminal. So here am I. Now I'll say git clone. Remember the last time, let me go back to my repo. I copied the repo address. Here is it. No, not that. Yeah. Yes, here. So from here, I went to where you have the code. You open it up and copy this. That's the address to this repo. I copied it, then I come back to my terminal. So the word here is git clone. Control, I paste that. So git clone this. Enter. It's done. Let me clear my screen. List my file. Oops. Okay. Let me clear the screen again. Don't mind, please. I have a lot of things here. So I want to change into that directory. I called it, it's Nitda, oh, here is it, Nitda blockchain scholarship. Okay. So I want to list the files here. Let's do that in the long format. So here we go. So you see here, I can see readme.md, that file that was existing in the repo. The second file here is this Bitcoin whitepaper.pdf. And the third file is the chapter 1 of the Bitcoin book. So now I have these files on my machine and I can use them anyhow I want. So two things. You could, if it's a repo that's important for you, want to refer to it often, you just fork that repo first into your own repository. Then from there you can clone it down to your machine. So when you clone, what it actually means, it grabs all the documents about all the files, both with the configuration file, all of them come down into your machine. There are some hidden files here, not obvious, not visible, but the idea ls LA. Now we can see more file. You can see one called .git. It's a hidden file. It has so many information about this particular repo. That's what keep track when you make a change on it. It keeps track of them. So I clear my screen again. So ls, you can see we have those documents now. So, and that's it. That's how you navigate GitHub. You create an account, you verify your account, you can go to a repo, then clone a repo you want and bring it down to your machine. And from there, you can do other things. So in this course, I think I shared a link before to you guys where you can just go do some tutorial, do some read up. Let me say this, please. This course, yeah, we know most people have zero background in anything tech coming into it, right? So that's why for people like that, please, each time we give a link, try to open them up and read through. And with something you don't understand, in the peer group, you ask questions in the peer group and they'll put you through. So that way, you won't be left behind. And again, if you get stuck on anything, please don't give up. Just go, it's just about reading that thing. Sometimes, for example, the password thing, when the person told me he couldn't get through that page, I was so busy, I just looked at it, I wasn't sure what it was, but I didn't get back with the person. But going through this now, I can tell the person didn't know about the password complexity. It's something that you explain to the person and he gets it right. So if you ever get stuck in anything, please always ask your peers. People will show you around. So that's for it. And the second thing we mentioned is that building a profile, you need we advise everyone to sign up on LinkedIn. So on that one again, it's straightforward. I'm not sure I need an explanation on that, but let me just visit LinkedIn just in case. So I go to linkedin.com, yeah. Now, let me do that from the Tor browser because I don't have accounts. It doesn't have my account saved here. So let's go to LinkedIn. Yeah, LinkedIn. I didn't use HTTP, but whatever. Yeah, continue to the site. I'm sure it's, this is Tor browser, so does some extra security checks, but that should be fine, really. Here we are. So if this is my first time, this is what you're going to see. If this is your first time coming to LinkedIn, maybe you don't have an account, this is what you're going to see. And right here is quite, you can see sign in or join now. So for a new user, you want to join. So I'll say join now. So email address. This time, let me put, let me say NBBS at media.io. Okay. Password. Again, you look at their password policy. They say 6 or more characters. I think they didn't specify uppercase, lowercase. So 6 or more characters. So if I put password here, just password, I guess it will work. Agree and join. Let's see. Yeah, it's coming up. First name, let me say, what do I call my first name? Let me say, Nitda. No, first name. I'll leave it at Nitda. I'm just making this up, right? So I assume this is my last name. Continue. So what is it saying now? Please enter a more secure password. You see? Now it said 6 or more characters. That's what it said. It never told us that we need a secure password, but now it say, hey, you can't use this, it's not secure. Again, they are doing all this check. So if anytime you're trying to sign in and something's not right, you're putting it and it's coming out, look very closely. It could be that they have some password, complexity you need to meet up. It just says 6 or more characters, finished. Now I put one, you say, no, use a more secured one. Wasn't obvious at first, so let's go back. Can't remember what I used on the other one, but whatever it is, I'll put something more, something that I think will meet. I'm sure this one will meet up. So in this one, I have a capital letter, I have a small letter, and I have other characters that are not letters. So let's see. What is this saying? Hold on 1 minute. Continue. Yeah, it accepted that. So next thing is going to make a security check. This is where you need to have your phone number or phone available. I'll select I'm in Nigeria. It uses that to personalize your details, put your timing and everything. So I'll just put any 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. I know it doesn't take. Oops. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. That doesn't exist, but submit. You can't use this phone number. Now you say, it's even wrong. It knows, have certain codes, the front end code that try to validate whatever you put. So let me say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, and another number. So, oops, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1. So it's 11 characters. Let's see what happens this time. It knows again. You can't have 1, 2, 3, 4, blah, blah. So 080, 080, 654, 1, 2, 3, and maybe 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and 7. I hope this will go through. Good. Now you see what's going on here. It uses machine learning. It knows that you can't have a number that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nobody will look in, but just having that machine learning say, no, this is a wrong one. And when I say 080, blah, 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 it's gone through. So in your own case now, it will send a code to your phone. That wasn't my number, so I can't receive any code. But assuming you are the one doing the setup, you must have put your right number, right? And then that code you receive, you put it here and click submit. When you do that, you're all fine. You'll be set. I think your account will be created. Okay. And that's it. So next thing when your account is created, you now have a profile. For example, in my case, let me see what this is just my feed. Yeah, but if I do linkedin.com/Callistus dash, just that. Oops. Okay, I didn't type it right here. Never mind. I didn't put /in, individual, in for individual, and Callistus -0. Yeah. Related. Yeah, here is it. My profile pulls up. Okay. So the next thing you do, we encourage you people to connect with each other. So you share your profile with your peers. We encourage you to connect with each other. So they could add you up. In my case, for example, on my network, I have some requests. Let me open that. I'm sure this could be from people in this cohort. So I'll accept this. I have Terry Amai, a chemical process engineer. I'll accept that. Moses Olare, Lydia Essen, David Yanusi. So now these people are connected with me just by doing that, accept that connect. So when you send it, your peers, they will accept it. So once they accept, both of you are connected. And why this is good is since you are all in the same blockchain thing, you form like that community. So if somebody is doing, one person is doing something related to blockchain, it can just pop up on you. Oh, this, that. And again, this is a nice place for networking. I know just coming here, so people can just from here, oh, this guy doing so stuff. They hit you up. Can you be useful for you say yes. So people get connections. I mean, career connection and even trying to solve problems just by being here and interacting with each other. So I encourage you all to set up your account and share it with your peers. So two things, your GitHub and your LinkedIn. And with these two things, I think you're good to go. Waiting for probably Wednesday. Hopefully Tuesday is all done. By Wednesday, you get into the main portal. And by then, it will be more of as work for you, because trust me, you have a lot of things to go through. And for those of you that don't have serious tech background, all you need to do, just do extra bit of reading, okay? And you do extra bit of reading. I promise you, you will cope. Remember, we want to make it very easy. Every 2 days every week, Tuesdays and Thursday, we are live. Just know that when we say we are live, from 2 p.m., check on us. Tuesdays and Thursdays, you can just go in, check in what link are we using today, and you come in, and if you have any issue, whatever it is, we are there to support you. So I'll stop at this point and then try to look at the questions, just so I can take questions. Thank you. So let me look at them. Abba, can I see those questions? Okay. Okay. How do I get access to the portal? Now, I've explained this before, but let me explain again. So yeah, a lot of people, right now we've set up if you're a student in this course, you're in our portal already, we've created all those things, right? And while we are creating them, most people got their emails to sign up to the portal, but those emails, they used to expire. They expire after a couple. If you don't use them up after a while, they will expire, right? So, and because we have about 93,000 applications that we accepted on this, we ran into the issue where everybody tried to, hit the server at once, degrades the performance of the infrastructure. And that's what we found out. So we now said, hey, please, everybody, don't try to log on yet, the portal. Remember, we are supposed to start the course. The course we are supposed to start is the introduction to Bitcoin theory. Now, this course you are supposed to start, we now start on BSV Academy's portal. So you hang on. So where we are going to, first place, our first point of corner is the BSV Academy portal, which they are working on today. They told us by end of today. So for us, it will be a Tuesday. And from Tuesday, that's why I say we might have another session Tuesday. If it comes through today, just check the Telegram group, please. The main Telegram group. Just check. If it comes in today, we'll have a session tomorrow by 2 p.m. again. And during that session, we'll walk you through. But if it doesn't, for sure on Wednesday, you are all getting to that. So the plan is now, by the time we trim down people to the next 30,000, right? It's more manageable. So for the main portal, which is the Dominion portal, yeah, all your data and everything account, they're all created and set up there, right? So waiting for once we are ready to go, we want to stagger it. So we don't want you people to start. Our portal, how it does is it sends you an email. You click on that email and change your password. The first day we did it, the transaction, the connection was too much, right? So we now said, we will update a default password. Let's say your email is, let's say blockchain@satoshi.com. So we'll just go into it, update it to password, let's say MBS 2022. So what we are going to just tell you, hey, this is your password, MBS 2022. So you don't have to click all those login and reset password. You just put in your email and your password and you're in. So you calm down. From Wednesday, we're going first into the BSV portal. And while we are there, because JavaScript continue on our own portal from Thursday or so. So while we're on there, you'll be able to, we'll send that email again, and then you just log on. We'll tell you what your default password is. That's what will happen. You just go ahead and log on. So please stop trying to connect for now. That's what I'm trying, the information I'm just trying to pass, right? Once we say, okay, this is it, you use that password we'll send to you and you can connect. Thank you very much for that. Please, after this training, would there be any sort of internship for interested persons? Okay, I want to assume the training you mean is the end of the training, right? Yeah, because what we are doing now is pre-course. It's a selection process. It's not the actual, the courses you are taking is part of the course, but it's not the end point. So this is just a pre-course. But yes, if you continue and you get done and finish everything to that end, well, we already told you we're putting everybody into the BSV ecosystem. It's a global ecosystem. And again, it's not that we're not guaranteeing you things, but with the skill you have and you get packaged yourself very well, yes, there are opportunities. For us here, yes, there are a lot of projects going on, not just with our company, with so many other companies. And if you have gone through this, if you get all these skills we want you to get, I can say, yes, you have what it takes, to go somewhere, do an internship, and then, and take your skills from there. And again, just put in more effort, not just trying to pass the grade, please. Try to understand it. That's why we have a project in this. That project is just to help you actually do the work. Because what matters in the industry now is people that can actually get something done. So you say, okay, you've done all this fine. I might say, okay, we want to develop a solution. We want to store certain credential on the blockchain. How do we go about it? By the time you are done with this call, you should be able to know, okay, this, how you go about that. So yes, there will be opportunities. They are not guaranteed. It's not as if that they are waiting for you, right? But know that there's much demand for this. Blockchain is still new. Not many people have that skill. The last time we tried to hire, most people, they just end up having the normal skill, the front end, the Java, but it's beyond that. So it's a skill you want to get right now and make yourself more sellable in the market. Thank you. Where to get access to the link for the white paper? Okay. You know what? Why I put the white paper in that place was just so that you get used to, I want all the materials in one place and you get used to GitHub. Please just Google Bitcoin white paper. Let's do it now. I'm still live, right? With my screen showing. It's my screen. Okay. So let me go back to my screen. So even if you don't even bother about the repo, if you're having an issue with the repo, just come to your web browser, go and ask Google, say Bitcoin white paper, enter. Okay, we have bitcoin.org. There we go. And here is it. It's a Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. That's the white paper. And that's the part we want you to read, because everything you are doing in this course this is the genesis of it. Every single thing you will do, from introductory parts to development to writing the script, everything has been described here. There are just more implementation. Yes, there are different implementations that come up. We call the BIP, the Bitcoin implementation protocol. So, new implementation, they get proposed, but it's the community that will have to have a consensus before it comes in. But this is the basis of the whole stuff. I hope that answers the question. But if you are doing this course, we are talking of GitHub already. So I'll expect you to be able to have the skill to go down and clone it from the repository where it is, or at least get into the repository. If you don't want to do that, just Google it and boom, it's there. I have a GitHub account before. Must I create a new one? Please, no. If you have a GitHub account, you don't need to create a new one. I went through that demo because most people, in fact, many people in this program, they don't have technical background. This is the first time, because they like the idea, the blockchain idea, and they want to key in, because everybody that keys in here, I said it before, you mustn't be a tech person, okay? If you're a lawyer, you should be doing this course. If you're a lawyer, you should be taking this blockchain course, because let me give you a scenario, okay? You have an evidence, you want to present an evidence in court, okay? The agency that has the evidence, they bring the evidence in court. How do we know that this evidence has not been tampered with? Let's say an agency, they are in charge of keeping that document and they bring it to court. So how do we know it hasn't been tampered with? Okay, they say, okay, oh, it was stored on the blockchain. As a lawyer, I should be able to know the whole nitty-gritty of it to say, okay, if this has been on the blockchain, we can verify the timestamps. Yes, this is genuine. So you see, you need to understand this. Very soon, many transactions will start happening on the blockchain. CBN, they're taking the lead already. We have the e-Naira, right? It's a blockchain. And other transactions, as you people are finishing here, I expect you to, deploy do startups, okay? So you have blockchain going. And when dispute comes up, a lawyer, you should know that blockchain is self-auditing, right? You should be able to go back and look at the trails, and you can present that in court, see? So you should know, if you're a medical doctor, you need blockchain also, all right? Those drugs you buy, those medicine you people do, how authentic are they? Very soon, people will start putting their, what do they call it? All their traceability, all their supply chain on the blockchain to show time stamps and actually this batch came from where you say it's supposed to come from. So you need to know, if you're a farmer, all right, you're trying to export goods and you get to the export terminal and they say, oh, it's all good, but we have no way of verifying that this agricultural product you brought, they have followed all these necessary steps, because most international community, they have minimum standard, okay? The organic thing, what pesticide was used on it, what was the rainfall, what was the humidity, all data like this, So as a farmer, you should be able, when the platform hopefully will come up very soon, because we're working on something, when those things come up, you should be able to leverage on that and understand the nitty-gritty. So it makes your agricultural produce more traceable, more open, and give you more access to better market, right? So what is it? No matter the field you are in, you need this course to be able to get along. So that's why I say, please put in extra more reading. And one thing we will do is we will, along this course, we will take some topics that are off this completely. For example, we might look at blockchain policy in Nigeria for policymakers, okay? We'll take out various topics and make them out of a short course, okay? We just give that. This is to help people from different fields and different areas appreciate what they have come to get in this course. All right. After setting up GitHub, what next? The next thing is that we are starting the main course, which we now say will happen in BSV portal, and they're getting that ready. So expect news from tomorrow, from maximum Wednesday. Just expect the news. We get in there and you get your hands dirty with work. I passed all this and got my account verified, but immediately I logged in, I saw my account has been flagged. Someone said he went through all these things and logged in, but his account was flagged. I just hope we have more information on that. I'm sure it's talking about GitHub, right? Yeah. Okay. I don't know really. Maybe you could send an email with more details on that. Maybe we'll be able to look at it and see why. But if your account is flagged, most times this portal, they have a lot going on. You know, they have machine learning. You know, there could be something I don't know, but yeah, if you could get more details on that. Again, even if you don't get to us, reach out to GitHub. They have a help system there. Okay, GitHub help. I'll tell them, hey, my account was flagged. I think that's the step you should take. Get back to GitHub, go to help. You'll see, or you might even see somebody have asked that same question. Somebody that happened to and had it was resolved. So my first advice would go back to GitHub, go to their help system and see if you have seen other people have similar problems. If they do, you'll see the solution. If you don't see it, you talk to GitHub directly. Okay. Can we use GitHub with phones? Can we use GitHub with phones? Of course, you can visit GitHub on your phone. I know that, but cloning that, I don't know. Sorry, I might have to. I'll take note of this and check, see if there's a way to do that. I don't know really, but I know you can visit GitHub, you can read anything, but you know, so if you're just going there to read a material, yes, you can do that. It's straightforward. But in terms of cloning it into you can also download something to your phone, I guess, yes. So I think, yeah, but in terms of development, you know, you're trying to give the command clone and push and all those things. I'm not sure. I might have to look that up. Thank you. How can we actually set up an account after creating the GitHub account? Once you have created a GitHub account, you have an account. So what you do, create a repo. Let me just show you that right away. If you have created your GitHub account, you're fine. So for now, if it's your first time, just fork the existing repo. That link we sent to you, go to that place. Let me show you again how you can. Let me get back to 1 minute, please. Let me go back to my profile. So let me say, here is the Nitda block. So I'll come to this. And I will say, here is a look. Here, after you see the pin, the unwatch, you see this thing, the right fork here. Just click it. I'm not going to click on my own. It's here already. So once you click this fork, it goes to your own account. So you have created one already, okay? And as we add more documents there, you can do a git pull that will update yours. So that's it. Now, what did it say? How can we download the full lecture? In the portal, actually, you just it's on demand. So you go through the lecture itself. There are some lectures who will give you a link. It's not every lecture that we have prepared by ourselves. There are some that are existing already on YouTube. We'll give you the link. You click those links to visit them. And some of those lectures, they allow you to download. And, it's not, yeah, most of them, you can hit the download button while it's playing. I can download on your machine. But again, I mean, except maybe you go to where you have internet and Wi-Fi access, you want to download your material. Yeah, it's a good thing. You don't always have access. So you go somewhere, you just download them so you can go through them later on. Other than that, the materials you Hello? Hello. Okay. I'll share my screen now again. I hear myself. Okay. I'm sorry about that drop off. So someone asks, how is the selection of the 30,000 done? How do one qualify to be selected? So for the selection, please. So for the selection, what happens is that as you're doing you see that when you get into the portal, there are questions, there are quiz, lots of quiz you have to do. And so those quiz, your results will be aggregated. So it will be based, number one, on the merit. We'll take everybody that meets the requirements. So we'll go through. And also, because it's a federal government project, we want to balance it somehow. So we want to make sure that at least in every state, we have people that get into the last 30,000. But most important is that if you do well, you must meet up. You will meet up with the academic requirements to move into the other stage. Another thing we are looking at is we know not everybody here is into coding, right? And we want to also include people that have special skills, okay? So apart from the coding part, we also look at now you're forming communities. What was your participation like in the community? How are you? People ask questions. We want to see people that are active. That tells us something. Someone is active and putting in effort. It tells us that yes, that person have the grit, to go further. And these are people we could do extra things to support. So apart from getting the academics right, we want to see your participation in the program when we enter into the portal. Someone that has been very helpful, getting things around, of course, will stand a good chance of moving through. I hope that answers the question. Thank you. Someone says, kindly show us how to create LinkedIn profile. Some of us don't know how to. I've done that already. So I've shown already. So in the absence of any other new question that was sent to me, we want to get back to the back end and make sure we are all set and ready for you. Next time we are having working session, it will just be about you telling me where you are stuck in your program, your work. Maybe you're trying to do something and you couldn't go beyond that, and we'll try to resolve that. So for that particular one, by then for to walk you through, we'll actually invite you into the actual Zoom meeting, just so we can interact. You share your screen, and so it's more of a one-on-one session. It's a walking session. It will run, and you can come anytime you see you join. It won't be just a 1 hour thing. We'll have it on running for a long time. So anytime someone comes in, the person can join and we can attend to that. So that way you have full access to us, during this course, just to make sure that you are not left out with anything. So I want to say thank you to all of you again. Get ready for the BSV portal and to start getting your hands wet, dirty with work. Thank you, and see you again. Bye-bye.